Hello family, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, please feel most welcomed. You're on to Nixta YouTube channel. I'm reaching a space right away from my village in Africa to where you're watching me from. It's a bright morning and the rains are showing some signs to be back, and that is so great because the sun has been shining so enough, scorching so enough that we need some rain, because actually the latest maize, the maize that were planted latest during the end of the rains, they're actually wilting. That is a bad sign of a bad harvest. So we're actually grateful. Yesterday there were signs that maybe today, if not today, but today, we are going to experience some rains. The rains are back, and that is good. The village life is always well. The weather is balanced. Yeah, village is not like a vacuum, so you can be sure of the change of the weather anytime. And actually, the cobs that were planted earlier, they are now matured, so we can roast. And also beans have already been harvested. So that is something that is quite interesting in the village. This is the ambience. People wake up very early in the morning to go to their farms, but being that there are no rains, you can't go to your farm because you'll be exposing the little moisture of soil to the sun and your crops will just wilt. That is what I believe, actually. So before we flow that much, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Let us dive in. And this translates to learning untimely planting. These are the effects of untimely planting. As you may see, these maize, they are lacking rains and they are wilting up because of the soil does not have moisture. As you can see, the soil is so dry, very, very dry, to an extent that even some trees are drying up, like that one over there. The scorching effect of the sun is so severe that some crops which we planted lately after the long rains or during the end of the long rains, they're actually going to produce some poor yield. See, like these ones. Let me show you. Look, like the entire of this vast crops going downside there, and also the other end over there, they're going to yield poorly because of untimely planting. That is one. And two, the scorching effect of the sun, rendering the soil with less moisture to sustain growth. You see up here, I believe I started planting from up here, this upper end, towards downwards. So it took like two phases. So I planted in two phases. The first phase was this one, and the other phase was down there, which you've seen the growth is kind of deteriorating. Later on that, there is this one here. Now this is worse. They have already flowered, but look at the state of health they are at. You see, so these ones will actually give the worst yield of the season. Look, like down here, I believe it's because of the shade of this tree over here, and also this one over here. But towards this other end, it's because of untimely planting. I actually planted so late that I was actually about to not plant, but I just decided to plant because I had bought the seeds. I had planted from other farms, so I had remained with the seeds, and I decided that this land should not just lay. So I decided to plant, and this is the yield. Actually so disappointing, but we believe that the rains will be actually, we believe soon, because as you can see, we have clouds. We have some hope because we have some clouds over here, and we believe, being a December, we are going to receive the rains. Look at this state, actually very, very, you see, this is discouraging, but we still have hope, and we believe all is not going to be lost. All is not going to be lost. I believe not I alone, but also very many farmers. I believe that very many farmers as well, like I do, are facing such a saga. Even those who are an exception are those who planted earlier, before the onset of even the short rains. So this is a lesson. This is a lesson actually to farmers. I believe all the farmers, because there are other maize that I planted earlier and they are doing so well. Like, for example, these ones over here. Let me show you. Like these ones just behind me. As you can see, let me these ones. You see, they're very dark, huh? And they seem to have yielded well, as you can see. I can't go in because they are going to irritate my skin. So we have some clouds, and with them we have some hope of some harvest. That's one thing I believe we are going to harvest. We are going to harvest, but a variety of harvest. And by that, those who planted earlier, before the onset or within the onset of the short rains, actually, because I also have had other farms which I planted earlier within the onset of short rains, and actually the crops are doing well. I've shown in my previous videos. The only crops which are not doing well are these ones which I planted after the long rains. I'm seeing bees. Actually, I had to harvest honey, and I'm seeing is like they have let me look over there. Those are bees. I can't go near. It's like the hive is full, and these are some of the leaves I had picked to harvest the honey. So I think today in the evening I will harvest the honey. Let me show you. So those are the bees. Those are the bees. You can see them. I have a hive which is a pot. As you can see, the pot is so full. The pot is full, and it's actually the nature of bees to behave that way. So that's by the way. I think today I also have another opportunity to harvest honey. There is a video I did after harvesting honey. I was harnessing the honey from the combs. Actually, I believe it was the last video I did, and we got the loss of BB. So I think that video was not watched a lot because the videos that were following were so deep with sorrow and grief. So actually most of the people measured on that, but I made a video on harnessing honey from the combs. Yeah, it was so nice because we do have beehives around, like three. We have three beehives, so we do harvest honey, raw honey, and we use in drinking with milk, and also for medication. Yeah, we lick some, we take some just for clearing the throat and the breathing system, the lungs. It's good for that. It's a therapy as well. So bees are also good insects to have at home, especially when you have flowers. If you're one who plant flowers, it's good to have as well some beehives because it helps a lot. Yeah, so the weather is very, very severe at this sub-Saharan part of Africa, and I believe the whole of Africa, despite some other countries which are within the coastline, but the continental areas, they are experiencing an adverse weather condition of very, very sunny days. The day is so sunny, and a lot of winds during the night, cold nights. Yeah, that is the ambience. But that is it. First, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Let me know where you're watching me from, because I'm so curious. You are the fuel to the growth, the building block of my community. So it's nice when I know or I'm aware of where you're watching me from, and what's your mind and what's your weather. Maybe share with me what's your weather from where you're watching me from. I'd like to know. And you see, the sun is so adverse. The sun is so adverse, so shades are also necessary at such a time like this. Shades are also necessary. Today, during the laps at the farm, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot on time and seasons, and also some backups. I believe there are other countries whereby they only don't rely on rainfall. Rainfall is one way of the many ways they have to water their crops. So they also have other irrigation schemes that are so modern that support their agriculture, and actually they are doing so well. But being in the village technology is not that exhausted. It's not that exploited. Not really. We only use some simple methods of rearing animals, and also crop cultivation, because mostly the crops in the village are for subsistence. They are for home use, and maybe part of it, which is not that much, is for sale, commercial, maybe for catering other bills and expenses, like for paying school fees and also other things. But mostly in Africa, the rural parts, the countryside, they believe on having food in the granary than having money in your pocket. So once you have food, because they believe once you have money and you don't have food, you'll use that money to buy food. But once you have enough food in your granary, you may just need some extra money for other expenses, which is not that bulky money. So that's what I believe. Yeah. So that is it. I'm grateful to be with you in this video, and I'm thankful for your support. Actually, we are almost to 1K subscribers, which is very nice, very nice. Continue watching my previous videos, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and I'll always see you in my next videos. Thank you so much for watching to this particular end. Tonixta signing out. Until next time, please stay blessed. Namaste.